As a global mobility professional, you can really leverage your service providers and your partners to get the most up-to-date information on changes or new happenings within the industry. So partnering with your immigration counsel, partnering with your tax provider to make sure that you're kept up to date on any changes or new rules or regulations that are coming and being published. I think your vendors and your providers have a lot of insight into what's coming and what we can anticipate, so that you can be a little bit more proactive with your businesses and the managers and HR business partners that you support. In addition to your partners, your external partners, I think network, right? Lean on the global mobility industry. I think the global mobility industry in general is a very open community, willing to share, willing to benchmark and help each other out and help each other succeed. So in addition to your external service partners, also, definitely benchmark, network, and reach out to your other contacts within the global mobility industry, because chances are if you're not going through it, they may have gone through it and can provide you with that insight and kind of help as you navigate certain challenges within your company or the businesses that you support.
We can have a lot of great talents and we want to grow them. Or for example, they need to really develop the other people in other countries. However, if we don't have the budget to send someone to work in the other country, then this is an issue. And this is a restriction because we're limiting our talents. That's why budgeting and forecasting the transferee are very important at every stage.
We're living in a digital age, and there is so much, there's connectivity around the world, pretty much. And there's this expectation that, if we've been dealing with this and going forward, this is what's expected. And so the newer generation they're very, very educated. They're very smart when it comes to technology. And so a lot of people, a lot of newer generation employees are looking at companies that can offer some type of remote work flexibility. I heard a story of a candidate that was offered a very high level position, but because it did not have the ability to for remote work for a significant portion of the time, the candidate refused the opportunity. So I think there is some level of expectation for the newer generation, all because of where we are with technology in this very advanced technological age. And so they look at that, but also they may not necessarily know the challenges that come with those types of assignments. So it's going to be difficult because yes, we have technology at our disposal, and yes, we can work remotely, but there are also challenges. There are immigration challenges depending on where you are, tax challenges as we're discussing, other relocation challenges. So it would have to be a medium where what is possible, what is feasible, and really what is allowed from a company perspective.
Can help expats or transferees further their career interests, and it in itself for the team is a lot of fun to work in because you're working with people, you're working with families, you're not tied into one corner or another. You can have a background in finance and tax and have tax compliance and still work with people, and I think that makes it unique.
Global mobility to the employee is really a function that coordinates their relocation from one country to another, supports them through the process of moving their household goods, obtaining a visa for them and working out their tax affairs, and also looking after their health and safety while they make their move.
It's really important to prepare an assignee prior to going on an assignment, because if they're not in the right frame of mind, for the assignment. I mean, it can be quite a distractor. So for instance, there's a lot of benefits that are offered in the policy to help. I think first, they're always going to be concerned primarily about their personal situation, whether it's where they're going to live or where their children are going to go to school. So offering something like a home search or a look-see trip will help them to find their initial bearings in that location and get them prepped for, when they land in country.
So my top tips for getting GM policies right is do your research, do your benchmarking, talk to peer companies, understand what the market norms are within your area in terms of your working area. Then do a survey your past employees who have been on moves, understand what went well, what went wrong, survey the business and understand what they like about the policies or what's working well from their perspective or where these policies are having gaps. Also do a survey through your HR functions to understand their perspective. Once you've got these different focus group survey results back, compile this alongside with your benchmarking data and start to drill down as to what policies would work well for your company. Now, company culture plays a big part in it. Is it that you're heavy on that employee experience? Is it that you're heavier on that duty of care aspect? Or is it that you're heavier on that hand-holding aspect? What is it from an employee want? Are they tech savvy? Do they want to do most things by themselves? Or do they need that hand-holding? So only by determining these different factors and then looking at the data can you really establish how you're going to put together your policy.
We get a lot of different interpretations of what global mobility is, particularly folks that we deal with, whether in HR, finance, accounting, some of the other payroll, and some of the other areas. They a lot of times don't really understand what exactly we do, and they may think that we physically move the household goods for these people, or we have to go ahead and make every single decision regarding their move and authorize each piece of it, when in fact the businesses have to make a lot of those decisions, and we're more of an administrative function to get things done. However, in the industry in general, we do want to get in front of the 8 ball and become more of a strategic advisor to the business in helping them make the decisions of creating a different assignment package or relocation package, and developing that so that we can be more of a strategic advisor, like I said, to them. So we do see all the time that a lot of the businesses out there, or functional areas within the company, do at times just believe we do one thing, whether it's immigration, relocation, or tax, or benefits, and some of the other areas. There's a common misconception, I think, even within hospitality, that a lot of the global mobility folks are really more or less running international benefits for expats. So we're really the folks that are helping enroll, de-enroll, and ensure that benefits, retirement, and those things are being taken care of for our international population. When in fact we're doing so much more than that. We're managing our suppliers to deal with all the risk that's out there from a tax perspective, which is huge, both to the individual and the company. We're ensuring that they can work legally by processing all their immigration along with our immigration vendor. And like I said, we're working with our RMCs out there to ensure that they get all their household goods shipments and everything relocated. So there's a wide array of different impressions out there. And one of the things we try to do is educate as much as possible to stakeholders out in the field on what we do and what we're available to do if they bring us in for services, because otherwise, without educating them and holding customer care calls and things to promote our service, they won't be aware of what we can do to make it much more of a smooth process for the employee.
Challenges to change a global mobility policy are to understand what will be kept and what should be changed. It's important to consider that some people are still under this policy. So what will be these people that will be under this old policy? What can be done? What will be negotiated with them? Because they belong to a policy that should be changed. And what are the impacts for the person or for his or her family and for the company if we keep the benefits or the tax on the policy for this person. And also it's important to bring data to the management, to the board, to understand why are you proposing or why the change is needed. So it's not a thing that you do in a day or two. It's something that you need to monitor, you need to evaluate, and you need to experience more than one time to understand and bring data for that, to argument that the change is needed.
Well, I think we need to have a lot of software solutions in the future to track everything down. As you know, like the good companies out there, they have modules for payroll or for training. We will need a module for global mobility. That's something that I see happening in the future, because we need to understand where the employee is, if they have family, what are their records, where they are living, where they have been, what kind of assignments they will be looking at taking in the future, what is the career planning for those assignees, which is something very important. And all these aspects, we need to gather them together in a software, in a solution that allow us to see what are going to do with that assignee in the future. So that this is how I see how global mobility will be handled in the future.